Alrighty, we're coming up on week 11, even though it technically already started Thursday night with Myles Garrett landing a good clean shot straight to Mason Rudolph's dome. Was epic and awesome. Nonetheless, it's time for another round of picks for week number 11. You look at last week, I was 8-5 picking winners, 8-5 against the spread. Kind of an week. Not terrible by any means, but not super duper awesome. For the season, I've righted the ship a little bit in terms of picking the winners, 85 and 63. Again, it's okay. It's quite a bit above 500, but certainly does not make me a guru or an expert. And against the spread, 71 and 77. I've made a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of inroads there, but yeah, not exactly the type of guy that you go to Vegas with or in your state if they actually have sports betting and win a ton of money on, although some of the games that I pick sometimes and actually nail correctly probably would win some money on. So I guess you got to pick and choose. But Thursday night I was right. Cleveland minus the 2.5. I just didn't see where Pittsburgh was going to be able to beat them, and Mason Rudolph stunk, and the Browns did enough, so that was right. So there you go. Now switching over to the early games on Sunday, you got the Cowboys traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. Now, to be fair, I don't really know if Stafford's going to play in this game or not. He could. He might not. We shall see. I could have missed news already that said whether or not he was intending to play. Regardless, at the time that I pulled this, there wasn't really a line for this game because they're probably waiting for that news. And while the Cowboys, in theory, should be better than what they have played, the Lions are not a good team. I will pick the Cowboys to win regardless of the damn point spread. You got the Jaguars traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. The Colts are getting Jacoby Brissett back in the lineup this week. I'll take the Colts minus the 3 in a game they really, really, really need to get. You got the Bills traveling to Miami to all of a sudden take on the hot fighting Floreses of Miami of South Beach. My goodness. They've won 2 in a row. Who'd have seen that coming? So much for the tanking for this guy and the blowing of that guy. Doesn't matter. They want to win, and they're playing hard, and they're winning now. You got the Bills as 6-point favorites here. The Bills are one of those teams, I think a lot of people look at them and say, you know, their record is one thing, but are they really that good of a team? And you don't really feel that they are. So this is a bit of a danger game, especially for Miami, having won a couple of games in a row now. They got a little bit of confidence. They got a little bit of momentum. I still like Buffalo to win this game, but I do like Miami to cover the 6-point spread. You got the Broncos traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Vikings played really well on Sunday night on the road in prime time against the Cowboys. Cool. Cousins had a nice day. I'll take the Vikings minus the 10.5 here. You got the Saints coming off of last week's stunning blowout loss to the Falcons, traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the up-and-down Jameis Winston-led Buccaneers. I will take the Saints minus 5. You got Sam Darnold and the Jets traveling to Washington to take on Dwayne Haskins. It's his job now, finally. What the hell took you so long to fully determine that? Because one way or another, you got to find out if the kid can be that guy. And if it's not, and he can't be, 'tis better to find out sooner rather than later. That's all I'm going to say. The Redskins are slight 1-point favorites here. Neither one of these teams is any dang good. But I'll take the Jets on the road plus the 1 because, sure, what the hell, why not? What difference does it make? These two teams will be picking at the top of the draft next year anyways. You've got the Falcons traveling to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Falcons coming off of last week's impressive win in New Orleans over the Saints. Meanwhile, the Panthers were game, fought very hard, came up just a bit short against the Packers in Lambeau in the snow late last Sunday afternoon. The Panthers are 5.5-point favorites here. It's hard to know with the Falcons if that was a 1-week kind of fluke, like, hey, we figured it out and we're playing with confidence and so forth, or maybe they've found themselves a little bit. I still got to like the Panthers by 5.5 points. I'm sorry. That's what I'm going with. You got the marquee early Sunday matchup beyond question is going to be Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans traveling to Baltimore to take on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. When you look at this matchup, you know, you sit there and you get all types of excited. You look at this as the type of matchup you hope to see many times play out over the years of both of their careers, both in the regular season and hopefully we can get it in the playoffs too. In this game, I really like the Texans, actually. Give me the Texans plus the 4. I've kind of waffled on this pick a little bit, I must confess. I thought this could be a situation where Baltimore wins, but Houston covers the 4. I'm just going to roll with it. I'll take Houston plus the 4 here. Switching over to the late Sunday afternoon games, you got the Cardinals with Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray And Christian Kirk, I won't say what their group nickname could be because I think that's obvious to you at this point. I can't believe I even said them names. Traveling to San Francisco, Santa Clara, whatever the hell, to the Field of Jeans to take on the now no longer undefeated 49ers. This looks like the opportunity to be a bit of a bounce back, get right type of game for the 49ers, and I fully expect them to win. The 11.5-point spread might be a tad on the large side, but it's at home for the 49ers. They're going to come out and they're going to be angry. These divisional games, they can be hard to tell sometimes. I do like them to win, but maybe the Cardinals score some late garbage points. And when they played the first time, it was a pretty close game. 11.5 is a lot. So I like 49ers to win, but I like the Cardinals to cover the 11.5. Got the Bengals traveling to Oakland to take on the Raiders. They're playing rookie Ryan Finley, the fourth-round pick from NC State. They were hosed last week. Not hosed. They were housed last week by the Ravens. The Raiders aren't as good as the Ravens, but they are certainly a hell of a lot better than the Bengals. Give me Raiders minus the 10 over the poor Bungles. And then the marquee late Sunday afternoon matchup is going to be the Patriots traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. I will take the Patriots minus the 3. The Sunday night game, a rematch of last year's late in the season Sunday night game. You've got Trubisky and the Chicago Bears traveling to Los Angeles this time to take on Jared Goff and the Rams. I must say, I'm really surprised to see the Rams are 6.5-point favorites, considering they just lost last week. They're only 5-4. How much of a home field advantage do they really have? Whereas you look at the two teams and you say, how much better is Goff really than Trubisky? I mean, I'm just saying, when you run it down, I'm surprised the money line is like this and the Rams are such big favorites. I'm all over this. I think the Bears can not only cover, I think the Bears can beat the Rams. They had their number last year. I think the matchup is very bad for the Rams. Even though Trubisky stinks, Goff is not a whole lot better. So give me the Bears to win plus the 6.5. Booyah. And then Monday night, you got the Chiefs traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Yeah, give me the Chiefs minus the 4. Got lost last Thursday to the Raiders. Might have been the end of the season for all intents and purposes for the Chargers. And now you got Mahomes and the Chiefs coming off of last week's loss to the Titans. They're going to want to get back on the right track here. So I'll take the Chiefs in this points. Anyways, that's my picks for this week. Let me know what you got for your weekly picks in the comments below. I'll see you later.